Hello. Hello. Oh my god, it's been a while. I think I streamed in October and it's December right now. Holy moly. It's actually kind of funny. I was like thinking that the next time I was gonna stream was gonna be the next main story update, but here I am. I don't know. I kind of just really wanted to read his card together, just see how it goes. I feel like I always think too much about like the whole oh, I gotta set a schedule and I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and sometimes I just gotta stop worrying about that so much. I'm like, oh, but what if I'm so tired, after like working so long? Which is funny because I actually like worked so much today, but I'm just gonna pretend that's didn't happen. But here we are. We're back, and the freaking nothing has changed. It's still the same wallpaper. Okay. One thing I hate is that for like streaming, I want like the biggest screen size. But it's like impossible to fit this anywhere. Oh, I gotta make sure. Okay, it's in Chinese. I don't know. I know Ishikawa Kaito is really popular, but I don't know. I feel like Yan Tinxiang kind of is my favorite Marius, that's for sure. Yes, so I did record all of it. I haven't actually read it yet. I just let the recording play. I let the recording play, and then usually, since I never stream the cards, I just watch my own YouTube video. Is that funny or what? Okay, let's just get started. I have no idea. I have no background knowledge to this card, so we'll see how this goes. On the evening of a workday, you return home to a quiet house. Marius is seated at one end of the sofa, lost in thought, his gaze fixed on the screen before him. He only snaps out of it when you come closer.
Oh, 你回来了。抱歉，我没
Oh
听到
my
开门的声音。
I feel like it's been so long since I got an actual Marius card. I feel like the last one was the Dragon Breath. It's been a while. Marius smiles at you apologetically, looking somewhat tired. Oh my god, me too. Same. You... Glancing at the screen, you see information regarding a kickboxing club in Florence. Oh my god. I feel like he's done every hobby. I gotta do a different voice for Rosa. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish whether I'm like narrating and when I'm Rosa or when I'm me. A kickboxing club? Is that the voice I'm gonna use? Marius brought a pair of boxing gloves along with some old things when the two of you moved into your new house. At that time, he even complained about being out of practice for too long. So upon seeing the files, your first thought was that he was planning on picking up this hobby again, but the dense data suggests otherwise. Are you investigating this club? Marius mutters, yeah, rubbing his eyebrows.
这家俱乐部是我以个人名义投资的。哦。
But investing... He lets out a soft sigh and hands you the tablet.
这是他去年的经营报告，姐姐，你仔细看看有没有什么奇怪的地方。
Oh, we're looking at their earnings? Sure. You flip through the report he gave you. From an outsider's perspective, the club is generating stable revenue every month. Overall, it seems to be doing well. I don't see any issues. Marius taps on the tablet and opens another page without comment.
这是初代模拟的数据，你再看看。
Oh my god, his AI. What do you think about Davis? It's just an AI. He is embracing the ChatGPT. Or Gemini. I can't remember all of them. At first glance, the data from the two sources appear similar. However, upon closer comparison, you notice obvious fluctuations in the data from Davis, while the other set of data remains stable. It seems like the data from the club is more stable. The monthly revenues are similar, and the rate at which they increase or decrease is almost the same. But wouldn't a fight club be affected by the outside world or other factors? I'm getting praised. I'm so thirsty.
国际俱乐部的经营状况受热门赛季影响明显，初代模拟的数据也包含了这部分因素。
I have no idea what this means. What is a popular game season? Is it like football season? Like those are terms, right? Okay.
像去年年底，一个搏击老将时隔6年重新夺冠，带起了一阵怀旧潮。几乎所有大型俱乐部都出现了营收波峰，唯独这家俱乐部没有。
Oh, okay. I understand now. Thank you for explaining. That's weird. Marius's analysis points directly at the club itself, but his expression doesn't relax even after identifying the issue. You lift his chin up with your hand, compelling him to meet your gaze.
怎么了？
Marius, this club means more to you than just an investment project, am I right?
被你看出来了。其实这家俱乐部的老板是我以前在翡冷翠上学时的搏击教练，他叫安德雷。大约2年前，他告诉我想自己开一家搏击俱乐部，问我有没有兴趣投资。
And you agreed? That I was literally thinking the same thing. That's crazy. Marius nods.
当年他开口的时候
He got a lot of guts, this Andre.
我喜欢自由搏击，能够在离开后继续做一个幕后的参与者，本来就是一件很有意义的事情。
I see.
而且安德雷是个非常出色的教练，我相信他能帮很多人站上更高的赛场，去追逐冠军。
I don't know. This is so strange to me. So you were generous and gave him the money?
我以为他和我是同样的想法，所以从来没有干涉过俱乐部的经营。
Okay.
直到最近，我心血来潮看了他给我发的经营报告。
Uh-oh. Marius's gaze returns to the screen as he leans back quietly on the sofa. The room is silent for a moment. You kick off your slippers and curl up on the sofa facing Marius, slowly caressing the tips of his hair. If you're having doubts about it, why don't you just go and see for yourself?
你是说去翡冷翠？
Oh my god, what are you saying? I mean, Yeah, I'll come with you. Luckily, neither of us are too busy these days. That's a big lie if I've ever heard one. What do you mean he's not busy? What do you mean you're not busy, Rosa? It's a Christmas season. Actually, maybe they aren't busy in Christmas season. Marius pauses for a second. You take his hand in yours, your fingers interlocking. Oh my god, hand holding. Just think about it as a holiday with your fiance, with a visit to a friend along the way. If there's nothing wrong with the club, then all the better.
那如果有问题呢？
You snuggle up to Marius and relax, cuddling with him in a corner of the sofa. Then we'll sort it out together, no matter who he is, and no one should ever spoil the things you hold dear.
好，那我让温晨安排行程。
Oh my god. Yes. Okay. You know, I was thinking it's weird that he likes this boxing thing so much, but when you think about like how fit he is, I mean, it makes sense. 1 week later, you and Marius arrive at the club at the agreed time and meet Andre. He is about 40 and dressed in mismatched sportswear, giving off a casual vibe.
Marius, 好久不见，真是想念你。
Oh my god, guys, he's fluent in Chinese. That's crazy. The moment Andre sees Marius, he rushes over and wraps him up in a tight hug. You can tell that the two of them used to be close.
你看起来变化不小嘛。
没办法，生活压力大嘛。倒是教练看起来一点没变。
Marius shrugs casually, acting playful upon meeting an old friend after years apart. Cracking into laughter, Andre turns his eyes to you after catching up with Marius.
哦，这位一定就是 Marius 的未婚妻吧？你们是来度假的？
Oh, they even call him Marius. Okay, that's something that they've been doing. Instead of using his Chinese name, the people in Florence always call him Marius, but they never use his last name, so which is interesting. You nod at him with a smile. So they never call him Von Hagen, and they never call him Lou either. They just call him Marius, because that's his English name. But it makes me wonder what his English last name is. Or if he even has one, or if he just keeps his Chinese last name as his English last name. Yeah, he's been telling me about his days learning kickboxing with you the whole way over here.
是吗 ？Marius 确实很有天分。哦，对了。
Sorry, drinking. Andre seems to think of something. He points at a row of pictures on the wall.
你一定还没看过 Marius 在赛场上的样子吧？我还留着他以前的照片，要不要来看看？
Yes. In the ring? I don't think I've ever seen any of those. You follow his gesture and spot Marius in an instant in a row of pictures featuring the coach with other kickboxers. In the picture, Marius is standing in the middle of the ring holding up a trophy with one hand. He won a trophy? He's sporting a dark hairband that pushes his... What? My brain short-circuited. I pressed continued. He's sporting a dark hairband that pushes his hair up from his forehead, revealing a pair of well-defined brows. That's so funny. His eyes looking sharp and assertive. So that's how he looked in the ring. He's quickening his receding hairline with that hairband look. A small line of words is carved on the wooden frame. Marius, the champion of Spring Memorial Friendship Tournament. Oh, that's actually a cute name. You can't help but reach out and touch the words at the bottom of the frame. Marius the champion. It sounds so funny in English. I don't know why. I think that's the photo from my first. He what? He won a trophy on his first? Before you know it, Marius has come to stand behind you, joining you in admiring the photo. You won the championship in your first match? That's impressive. What? I am in disbelief. A smug smile appears on Marius' face. Uh-huh. Okay, sure. He is just very physically superior. Yes, I agree. I mean... Yeah. Why are you surprised, Marius, huh? That's something you say? What? That sounds terrifying. You're fighting someone and the lights go out and it's all dark, bro. Under Andre's guidance, you and Marius go through one photo after another. His storytelling weaves the static pictures together, bringing the past to life right before your eyes. Endless nostalgia fills Marius's eyes as he looks at these photos. After that, Andre gives the two of you a tour of the entire club. From what you can see, this appears to be a normally operated. I think that's a typo. From what you can see, this appears to be a normal operating fight club. Isn't? Okay, I'm not gonna dwell that. As you catch Marius's eyes, he shakes his head, signaling that he hasn't noticed anything out of place either. You find yourself letting out a sigh of relief. If there's nothing wrong with the club, then Marius won't be upset. That's a weird thing to say. Or like phrase it like that. It sounds like... This is like so unrelated, but that just sounds like someone who's like in a really bad relationship with someone, you know? Like, oh my god, they're not gonna be mad. Like, they're not gonna be upset. Like, I feel like there was a better word to word that. Andre says he still has other business to attend to, so you and Marius prepare to leave after the tour. However, as the two of you walk past the ring, Marius suddenly stops, appearing to notice something. Uh-oh. He looks up at the screen above. Following his gaze, you notice that he's reading the information on the current match. Is there a problem? Marius shakes his head grimly and throws a quick glance back at the ring, where two boxers are engaged in a fierce match. Andre, who's walking in front of you, notices the strange tension between you two. He stops and turns to look at you. Nothing, sir. Nothing. Marius returns his gaze to Andre. You feel like his gaze has taken on a somewhat inquisitive quality.
没什么，就是看到别人打比赛，有些怀念在赛场上的感觉。
I feel like this is gonna turn into some corrupt betting thing.
能不能帮我也约一场比赛？
Uh-oh. Andre gazes thoughtfully at Marius, but he doesn't hesitate long before agreeing with a smile.
当然可以，但你太久没训练了，可能适应不了这种强度。啊，下周有个友谊赛，是专门为业余爱好者准备的，你要不要来参加？
友谊赛，好啊，我参加。
Looking at Marius's easy smile, anyone would assume he's looking forward to this match for a while. He's been looking forward to this match for a while. He doesn't even know who his opponent is. Isn't that anyone would assume he's been looking forward to a match for a while? Or been looking forward... Yeah, been looking forward to a match for a while. Yeah, not this match. This match implies that he knows who he's fighting. Only you who has been... Oh my god. I'm like, either I can't read or like this is just weird English. Only you who have been... Huh? Who has been? Only you have... Oh, no. Who have been holding his arm the whole time, felt the tension in his body in the previous moment. Okay, I don't know proper English, but like saying that out loud English is like weird. You follow his gaze, the event screen, the ring, the boxers, the audience seats. There appears to be nothing wrong. What did he just see? Uh-oh, the plot thickens. We're in Florence! After the two of you leave the club, Marius leads you to the parking lot, holding your hand in his. Oh my god, we're hand holding. Did you just discover something? Marius's hand tightens slightly, enveloping yours entirely with his palm.
那块牌子上的赛事信息写错了。
What does it mean? The wrong info?
上面写着男子重量级比赛，但我们在现场看到的明显不是。
What does that mean? They're playing the wrong kind of category? Maybe they changed the game at the last minute and didn't have time to update the information?
确实存在这种可能，但
Why is it so important? I need to know. Why is it so important? The doubt doesn't disappear from Marius's eyes. He looks at you with a solemn expression.
晚上我们再来看场比赛吧。
Okay. Tonight?
对，我刚刚特意看了下，今晚俱乐部有2场比赛。
Posture trick.
我们避开安德雷，以普通观众的身份来观赛。
True. Always a good idea. I agree. Alright, but it's still early. Where should we go next? Let's eat some food. We're in Florence. Please. Marius looks down at his watch and ponders for a moment.
今天刚下飞机就去俱乐部，累坏了吧？要不要先回酒店休息一下？
Oh my god, great idea.
这次订的是整个翡冷翠最好的套房。
No
休
way.
息够了，也可以在露台上看风景。
Oh my god. That's actually like my favorite. Marius speaks to you acting cute. You know he's worried about you getting tired from the journey, so you respond with a smile. Okay, let's head back first. Okay. Not that I had a terrace before, but like good views in New York are like my favorite. Very good, very good. So expensive, but still. Dusk in Florence is like a gentle prelude to the night, with the soft breeze carrying a tinge of romance. After resting briefly, the two of you stand on the hotel terrace, admiring the view of half the city. Marius starts to act as your tour guide, brimming with enthusiasm.
看到那个白色的建筑了吗？那是乔托钟楼，翡冷翠最出名的景点。
Uh-huh. You stand on your tiptoes and follow his gesture, seeing a white tower in the distance. It's stunning.
你感兴趣的话，明天我们一起去看看。
You shake your head, turn to face Marius, and tiptoe again, wrapping your arms around his neck. Oh! There's no rush. We can go there later. Right now, I'm more interested in the part that concerns you. Marius hugs you back, locking you tightly in his embrace.
哦，是哪部分？
Oh my god, flirting right in my face. For example, what made you think of learning how to kickbox? Good question, Rosa. Us. Marius tilts his head, trying to recall what he thought back then.
最开始嘛， 是为了画画。
What? Art? You did not expect that answer.
那时候教授布置的作业是乔伊鲁斯
Iris.
这个古希腊奥林匹克冠军，可让我头疼死了。教授说要抓住那一瞬间的爆发力，既要表现他所求胜利的
Okay. I see how kickboxing would apply to explosive power in art. That sounds incredibly challenging. She's pouting. You speak out for him, addressing the difficulty of his assignment. He takes the opportunity to act cute, wrinkling his nose and rubbing against your forehead.
就是说嘛，那段时间我看了很多相似画作和雕塑，但不知道为什么，他们都无法给我带来灵感。
So you wanted to try it out for yourself?
没错，
That makes sense. I can buy it.
乔伊鲁斯是混斗冠军，混斗也算是自由搏击的雏形，所以我就去学了。
Ah, okay. Brawling champion. Brawling turns into kickboxing. Then you fell in love with the sport?
是啊，不知不觉就喜欢上了。 现在想想，可能是因为在我眼里，很多运动都是有形的运动，固有一套规则和标准。自由搏击更接近无形，它就是我，每一个动作都是我的呼吸、躯体和意志的延伸。
You rest your hands on your arms, feeling the lines of his forearms and the strength hidden in his muscles.
当然，也有安德雷的功劳，他是个非常好的教练，让我在最短时间内领略了自由搏击的魅力。有一段时间，搏击场是我除了画室外去的最多的地方。倒是回国后，要忙着公司的事，又要忙着上课，很少有时间打了。
I mean, given that you're still in school, Marius, it's kind of true. Marius sighs, acting distressed. Dropping his eyes, he wraps his arm around your waist, asking for a comforting hug.
要是真的去参加友谊赛，还要提前练2天呢，不然上场时会丢人的。
Yeah, imagine losing. I'll be there for you.
好啊，你要陪我到最后。
The sun sets gradually as you and Marius chat away. Night is about to fall, and the match will begin soon. Ding 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 ding. Boxing matches are best held at night. The darker it gets, the more it highlights the frenzy. You and Marius are wedged in the middle of the audience, almost drowning in the waves of shouts all around you. I would hate to be in this crowd, by the way. You both verify the event information after entering the club. There's nothing wrong this time. But Marius still appears tense. He keeps furrowing his brows, pondering. Have you noticed anything unusual?
你看，那边的观众状态好像有点怪。
Marius glances at the outer parts of the venue, urging you to look in that direction. A few people are gathered there, talking, seemingly indifferent to the exciting match.
我想过去看看。
Huh? Okay, I'll go with you. Marius leads you out of the venue, holding your hand. The two of you are moving against the crowd, so you can't go fast. But a man almost runs right into you as he barges his way across the crowd. Excuse you! As he passes by, you clearly hear him saying,
输光了。
oh,
全输光了。
it's totally betting. I was right. I mean, it's not that. Wasn't that hard to guess. Lost? You exchange a look with Marius. Apparently he heard that as well. That man is clearly intoxicated, reeking of alcohol, stumbling as he squeezes into the crowd. Marius walks towards the drunkard. He's only one step away from grabbing the man by the shoulder, but you suddenly hear a familiar voice coming from behind you.
Marius, 律师小姐。
Andre is standing behind you and Marius, a glint of menace flashing across his eyes. You don't know when he got here.
这位客人好像喝醉了，没吓到你们吧？
Don't try to cover your... He tilts his head to glance at the security guard standing a few paces away, scolding them in a sharp voice.
快把他请走，不要打扰到其他观众。
He's covering it up. This is unacceptable. Two security guards quickly step forward and remove the drunk customer swiftly. Yeah. You think we'll believe this? You want to stop them out of instinct, but Marius grabs your wrists and shakes his head, signaling for you to stand down for the time being. Seeing that neither of you objects, Andre appears to let out a sigh of relief. His expression then morphs into the same one he wore when he first met you.
你们想看今晚的比赛，怎么不提前告诉我？我会给你们留最好的位置。
Marius and Andre gaze at each other from a distance. After a short while, Marius breaks the silence.
也不只是想看比赛。
Oh, is he gonna drop the bomb? He rolls up one sleeve and walks towards Andre.
白天就跟教练说过，我想打比赛。你也知道我的脾气，要不要陪我打一场？
Same. What? Tension gradually fills the space between them, and it happens that a match is nearing its end, so the sound of a countdown echoes above the venue. Andre keeps his eyes locked on Marius. Finally, he gives a reply before the countdown ends.
好啊，我也想看看你离开翡冷翠后有没有进步。
When did Marius ever have time to kickbox? To prepare for the upcoming game, Marius heads to the training zone next to the ring. You ask the staff for some boxing tape and plan to wrap it around his hands to prevent any wrist injuries. Oh, what a nice CG. His little shorts, his gym shorts. Oh, Tears of Themis draws hands so well. Marius appears to sense your distress as he extends his arms obediently as you wrap the tape. Clearly, yeah, you. Well, actually, I don't know how old he is right now. I mean, it's been 3 years, so we met him when he was 21, so he's 24. So it's been 3 years since he left Florence? There's no way. It has to be like more than that. But we don't know if he kickboxes that often. Enough to beat a coach? His coach? No. You hold up his hand and start wrapping the tape around his thumb before circling it around his wrist, following the pattern of his palm print. Why would you challenge Andre to a match now? He might have sensed something already. Aren't you afraid he's going to do something to you if you fight against him right now? Yeah, we got the logic brain. Marius is amused by your reaction. Excuse me?
怎么对我这么没信心？不相
信我能赢吗？ No! You have shown me nothing. Nothing. Oh my god, I literally popped a freaking vein in my jaw and my neck. Oh my god, that hurt. That hurt. I was so stressed out and angry. Oh my god. Ow. Oh god. I like popped an ear or something. Oh my god. Holy moly, my neck. My jaw. Don't you believe I can win? No? No, you've shown me nothing. Nothing. Maybe if you're a dragon, you could win. Even if you win, you could still get hurt. Hearing you voice your worries with such honesty, Marius smiles wryly.
虽然我回魏明事后就没怎么训练，但过去的积累还在，没那么容易受伤。
Right.
而且我也不是冲动行事，
Okay, that I agree. Your skills, if you don't practice everything like consistently, you're gonna lose it. Okay. Isn't there any other way? We are so dumb with this. Your fingertip accidentally brushes against the center of Marius's palm. He flinches slightly. I thought we were taping him up. How did he feel it? And what would that be? After wrapping the last part of the tape, the distance between your and his fingers are pressed together, rubbing onto each other. I mean, we were gonna see you in the ring eventually.
之前在俱乐部看我搏击时的照片，你不是很喜欢吗？这次特别放送现场版。
Right. Don't try to make this better, Marius. I mean, he's gonna win, but still. You know Marius is saying this to ease your nerves, but now that things have come this far, there seems to be no turning back. The only choice you have right now is to support his decision. Well, then I can't wait to see you in action. Oh, wait. She did. I'm sarcastic. Wait, hold on. Rosa's not sarcastic. Well, then I can't wait to see you in action. You got this. Nailed it. When you and Marius return to the venue, Andre is already in place, so the referee signals for Marius to enter the ring. With both his hands hidden in the thick boxing gloves, Marius waves at you clumsily and gestures for you to come closer. You thought he has something to say to you, but instead he just bows his head and kisses your hair. Before you can react, he's already turned around and crossed the ropes facing his opponent. The referee blows the whistle. The game has officially started. The two men begin by testing each other out. A swing here, a block there, withdrawing the moment they make contact, then widening the distance and looking for opportunities once again. After a few brief clashes, Marius gradually familiarizes himself with the tempo and starts to launch quick and ferocious attacks. Your heart rate picks up with his increasingly rapid movements. Suddenly, all the attacks cease at once. Red spotlights flash by. Countless eyes, including yours, are fixed on Marius. He's driven Andre into a corner. It looks as though he can end the match at any moment. However, he doesn't appear satisfied despite having the upper hand. In fact, he even seems a bit angry. Marius.
为什么不尽全力跟我打？觉得我会输？
Oh. Andre dodges in silence as if cornered with no way out.
你想赢就让你赢，有什么不好？
Marius pauses momentarily at his confession, surprised. His gloved hands tremble slightly. Although he's smiling instead of looking angry, you're well aware of the deep disappointment hidden behind that smile. So true.
难道不是吗？
Andre adopts a more relaxed stance. Both of them remain still, neither taking the first swing.
Marius, 你带你的未婚妻来这里，不想让她看到你赢的瞬间。哼，我说中了，对吧？是我带你走上了搏击场 ，Marius， 我了解你。你享受赛场，你热衷追逐胜利。 听听这些掌声、欢呼，你其实很需要这些，不是吗？
He's not a narcissist. He's not like that, though. Sweat drips from Marius's hair, falling heavily to the floor. He gently flexes his wrists and adjusts his breathing.
安德雷，你并不了解我，我从来不需要这样虚伪的胜利。
Eye contact. Marius, who's at the center of all attention, turns his gaze to you. As you meet his fiery gaze, his voice cuts through the cacophony. I know that word now. Of cheers and leaves an imprint on your mind. I support you. Even though Marius can't hear you from the ring, you can still tell him what you want to say, looking him in the eyes. Oh, that's so good.
是无需妥协权衡，不由别人批判或授予，完全由我取得的胜利。
After meeting your eyes for a moment, he directs his attention back to the match.
认真点，我会凭你曾经教我的真本事击倒你。
The countdown ends right after Marius's final attack. The referee raises Marius's hand high in the air. He won! Marius hurries out of the ring through the cheering crowd and directly towards you. The two of you, surrounded by the cheers and applause, wrap your arms naturally around each other amidst the frenzy. You won! Marius hasn't entirely caught his breath after the intense match. As he speaks, it's as if his words and his breath are ambiguously entwined.
可惜，是带着遗憾的胜利。
You know what he means by regrets. It isn't only about the match, but also about Andre, whose goals have changed from what they once were. Andre walks over and interrupts your conversation.
Marius, 你今天打得很漂亮，看来未婚妻的加持很有用啊。
Excuse me?
刚才在场上，你可能对我有些误会，要不要聊聊？我们可以回原来的俱乐部坐坐，那个场馆还没拆。
没必要了吧？
Exactly. Not necessary. Goodbye. Marius interrupts him, meeting his eyes directly with a cold gaze sounding utterly indifferent.
好吧，那最起码去看看胜利烟花。
He is not happy with you.
每次赢了比赛，最期待的就是烟花。
Oh my god. I just thought of something. What if Andre made it so that Marius won all the time?
今天你也赢了，就按照俱乐部以前的传统，为你庆祝胜利吧。
庆祝我的胜利。
He repeats the sentence in a mocking tone, which somehow makes you feel sad. No, it is sad. It is sad. Andre fixes his gaze on you and Marius, the security guards lurking not far behind him. You feel as though things might get ugly if you refuse his offer. Marius, hardly oblivious to the scheming behind his pleasantries, puts on a cynical smile and nods.
好啊，那就再去看一次教练特意为我准备的烟花吧。
The two of you leave the club under Andre's gaze. His people only quietly retreated when you've reached the rooftop. It's very quiet in the rooftop garden. You and Marius stand side by side, leaning against the railing, watching from high above as the endless traffic flows beneath your feet. I guess we've tipped him off today. It's unlikely we'll get any more useful information now.
是啊，但至少确定了一点。 我之前的预感没错，安德雷变了。
Well, that's good. At least he wasn't always like that, you know? That'd be really sad.
他不再是我认识的那个热爱自由搏击的教练了，他变成了一个商人。
He's turned into a businessman
他给我的
now.
经营报告背后一定有着不为人知的阴谋。
What should we do next? Marius shifts his body and turns to look at you. There's no more sadness on his face. Instead, he's returned to his usual confident self.
接下去，我会让专业人士对俱乐部进行全面的调查。
AKA Vincent.
我之所以要亲自来，是因为还对安德雷、对搏击俱乐部有滤镜。现在嘛，虽然过程会慢一点，但公事公办应该是最稳妥的办法。
His words are drowned out by the loud crack of fireworks ascending into the sky, exploding mid-air into twinkling stars that scatter all over the night sky. Attracted by the brilliant fireworks, you and Marius forget about the problems you're facing for a brief moment. The fireworks are oh my god, how do you say that word? Ephemeral? Ethereal? Ephemeral! Oh my god. I'm so freaking dumb. Ephemeral. Here we go. What secrets could be hidden under the cloak of the night? What in the world is going with my mobile charger? The fireworks are over now. Let's head back. You take Marius's hand, hoping to bring him out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just as he's about to turn around, he suddenly stops and embraces an arm against the rooftop railings. He leans over and looks down the building while his other hand traces the traffic on the road in the air. What's up?
现在几点？
The two of you speak at the same time. You glance at your phone, but somehow you feel like he's not really asking about the time. It's almost 12 o'clock. Why?
这么晚了，俱乐部的营业时间都快结束了，这些车开来做什么？
Oh my gosh. A shrill honk goes off and misses the line of cars, sharp and powerful. The honk seems to shatter an invisible wall in the darkness of the night, connecting numerous minutes and eerie details that once appeared unrelated. Oh, right. I just thought of something strange. Marius tilts his head to look at you, waiting for you to continue. There are so many cars coming to the club, but it didn't feel like it got any more crowded despite how long we stayed inside. Where did they go? Could it be...
除非这里还有另外一个空间，能容纳这些客人。
Oh my god, maybe like a basement or oh. Cars continue streaming into the club's parking lot at this late hour, but none of the customers appear interested in the club. They're like shoals of fish navigating around hidden reefs, knowing their way around the place. They arrive at the edge of the parking lot and walk into a concealed entrance that was converted from a large container. The two of you follow the traffic here. Judging from the location of the two buildings, this hidden door leads directly to the club's basement. It was a basement. I knew it.
大约15分钟后到。温晨那边也会一起来协助我们。
Vincent? You nod and glance at your watch. Right now, you and Marius are hiding together in the dark, observing the situation near the hidden door. From your distant hiding spot, you can vaguely see people walking along the stairs into the basement and disappearing completely into the darkness as they descend deeper. What could be in the basement?
还记得我们撞见的那个醉鬼吗？他说他输光了。
Yeah.
所以我猜下面很可能是个赌场。
You let out an almost imperceptible sigh. If it really is a casino down there, then the seemingly normal club upstairs would serve as a perfect cover. You grasp Marius's hand and find that it's cold from the wind. We'll find out soon. Hey, they're coming out. They're all coming out. There's a small commotion as a group of people swarm out of the hidden door. The people leaving are visibly more on guard. They vigilantly look around, ensuring no one's watching before hastily driving away in their cars. You sense something looking in your direction. You're slightly slower to react, so Marius drags you behind the container to hide. He shields you with his body, hiding you in his shadow. You struggle to lift your face and mouth to him. Did they notice us? He stares at you with a serious expression at first, but after a few seconds, he bursts out laughing.
他们没发现我们，也听不到我们说话的。
That's mean. You gave me such a fright. What's going on now? I see lots of people running out. Business should only just start at midnight for an underground casino.
有人进也有人出，可能安德雷有所警觉，通知客人先离开了。
Marius frowns as he looks at the hidden door.
恐怕来不及等支援了，我想先进去看看。
No way. You oppose extensively, but Marius has no intention of giving up.
安德雷第一步是遣散客人，接下来就是销毁证据。像这样的秘密赌局，如果不能人赃并获，很难给他定罪。
Marius previously mentioned getting professionals. That's wrong. That's just wrong. Marius previously mentioned getting professionals to investigate the club. But that would only work if Andre doesn't get to it first. But Andre is clearly ready to sacrifice his business for survival. It's likely that the investigation will yield no results no matter how many resources are poured into it. That would be hardly ideal, but even still, you can't let Marius risk himself like this. We don't know anything about what's going on down there. It's too dangerous for you to act alone. Yeah, if they have a gun, it's over. It appears as though Marius has anticipated your reaction. He takes your hand at once and softens his tone, blending coaxing and persuasion.
我可没说要独自行动，这次我们要里应外合。我先进去看看情况。姐姐，你留在外面，等警方的人过来。
That's not. Marius opens his hands and presents a pair of invisible earphones.
这次行动，你来做指
He
挥。
brought this with him? More guests are leaving from the hidden door, disappearing into the night. It is as if an invisible cloak is hanging above the night sky, counting down with each tick and each talk. Each tick and talk. Each tick and each talk? No, I would say each tick and talk, urging you to respond. Letting out a sigh of frustration, you lift your hand and tuck some dangling strands of hair at his temple behind his ear. The truth is close at hand. I wouldn't give up so easily if it were me. So I'm not going to stop you. Marius bows his head slightly, cooperating as you help him put on the earphone. Since you've put me in charge, you've got to obey my orders. You'll come out when I tell you to. Leave as soon as you have the evidence, and don't play hero if they have a weapon. Have I made myself clear? Marius mimics your action, gently lifting the hair beside your ear and helping you put on the earphone. As soon as good connection is established, oh my god, I stuttered so bad there. Marius's voice can be heard from both in front of you and the earphone in your left ear, echoing through different media.
等我回来。
Oh, the audio change, that's nice.
我下来了。
Marius's voice echoes in the earphone, accompanied by roars and curses in the background. It's easy to imagine the kind of dangerous and chaotic environment he's in at this moment. A couple of minutes ago, Marius went down through the hidden door. As you expected, it led straight to the club's basement. What does it look like inside?
跟地上的布局一模一样，只不过上面是搏击场，下面是以比赛做噱头的赌场。
I knew it.
趁比赛还没完全结束，我录了一段视频。
Marius sends you a video. You tap it open and see the familiar kickboxing venue, albeit with an entirely different atmosphere. In the video, red and blue lights alternate as they shine dazzling. Stereos are blasting, mixed with angry curses and painful yells both in and out of the ring. The two boxers in the ring are fighting with their lives, while the audience yells and pushes loads of chips onto the betting table. Oh my god! The boxer, with blood smeared all over his face, gets up wobbly, forced to take another charge. Oh my god! The shocking images fade as the video ends. You draw in a deep breath. No, seriously. This is happening right beneath our feet. Even though you've been suspecting this for a while now, you still find yourself cold all over when the truth emerges. That's horrifying. How is Marius feeling witnessing the truth with his own eyes? Yeah, that was his coach.
那个写错了的赛事公告，原来是这样。
What does that mean? Match announcement? You mean the one with the wrong weight class?
对，它实际上是一种暗号，对应地下赌场里的比赛。
Marius' somewhat mocking chuckle enters your ear through the earphone.
安德雷还真是服务周到啊。
The numbers on your phone change every second. Another minute has passed. You can't help but urge Marius in a low voice. We have enough evidence. Come out now. As you speak, you suddenly hear the noise of some people talking in panicked footsteps from the other side of the phone. Hello? Marius? Almost at the same time, a loud noise suddenly comes from the parking lot. The hidden door to the underground boxing club has been closed. Oh no! They closed the exit. How are things going down there? Over the phone, the noises from the crowd sound near and far at times. He must be constantly moving. About 10 or so seconds ago, Marius's voice comes again from the earphone, mixed with rapid panting.
我知道，安德雷发现我了，封锁了出入口，正在找我。
Oh, what are you gonna do? His voice is drowned out in a bunch of strange noises. Instinctively, you know something's not right, so you ask softly, "Did something happen?" You hold your breath and listen closely, afraid to miss a single detail. After a while, you hear Marius again, but he's not talking to you.
安德雷，拿枪对着你的投资人，不太礼貌吧？
What did I say? Chad, what did I say? I said it's over. What if he has a gun? And what did he do? He has a gun. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Marius? Fiance always risking his life out here. You put your hands over your mouth and gasp. Andre found Marius and he has a gun. In contrast to your nervousness, Marius sounds absolutely calm and even slightly disdainful. No, seriously, he really said it's bad manners to point a gun at your investor. That's crazy. But, I mean, that line kind of ate though.
还是说，在我打赢你的地方，你想要赢回来？
After these enigmatic words, the signal is suddenly cut off, leaving only the monotonous electrical noise on your channel. The electrical noises and the sounds of your heartbeat are particularly clear in the silent night. You force yourself to calm down. Under these circumstances, it's certain that Marius wouldn't have wasted any words. After pondering for a moment, you've come to realize that he was trying to tell you where he was. Meanwhile, several sets of high beams pierce through the darkness, accompanied by the roar of motors. A black convoy enters the parking lot. Your backup is finally here. Where's the police? Where's the popo? You try your best to briefly explain the situation to Vincent and insist on going with them to the basement for the rescue. Vincent is in Florence.
小姐，现在下面情况不明，您跟我们一起去，太危险了。
From where Vincent's standing, you know he'll definitely try and stop you, but there's a solid reason why you have to go this time. I have to. According to Marius' investigation, the underground casino looks exactly the same as the club upstairs. I've been there once, so I'm more familiar with the surroundings than you all. You can find him faster with me leading the way.
可是
There's no time to hesitate. Our priority now is to ensure Marius' safety. He's facing Andre all alone, and Andre has a gun. You don't dare think about the consequences, nor do you wish to.
好吧，我们行动。
Yes, good boy, Vincent. You nod and place your hand on your left ear, where a thin blood vessel is directly connected to your heart. What a good line! Like Marius said, the basement is almost an exact copy of the club upstairs. More precisely, it looks like a dirty reflection. It's a total mess. Blood-stained towels are hanging on the railings. Oh my god. An unknown liquid is flowing on the ground, and the place is littered with broken beer bottles and colorful chips. The crowd is in complete chaos, which makes it easy for you to blend in. Focusing primarily on the ring, you close in under the cover of the crowd. As you get closer, a strange sound comes from your earphone, as if something sharp is being rubbed against the smooth floor. Worried you might miss something, you push the earphone deeper into your ear to hear more clearly. But Vincent, who's been walking in front of you, suddenly stops and turns, gesturing to you. Ahead, hide. Did they find him? You hide behind a support pillar at once, looking anxiously in front of you. As you realize what's happening ahead, you also hear Marius' voice, both in front of you and through the earphone, penetrating straight into your heart. Marius is sitting in the front row of the audience seat, with full composure, his voice dripping with mockery as he smoothly talks Andre down.
我相信你。
Andre has his back turned towards you, gripping the gun tightly with both hands. He's so focused on Marius that he fails to notice what's happening behind him, but you're certain that Marius has spotted you. Standing at a distance, you can't discern the details on the other side, but you notice the leader of the security team that Vincent brought making a series of gestures as the team slowly closes in. For some unknown reason, Andre suddenly becomes agitated and shouts something.
我都说了相信你了，你还这么激动？
The leader of the security team raises one hand high and begins the countdown before taking action. 5, 4. As if intentionally diverting Andre's attention, Marius interrupts him abruptly with a cold voice.
你说完了吗？你说完了，我倒是有一个问题。
3.
过几天真会开友谊赛。
There is no answer. The sudden question catches Andre off guard. Even you have to pause for a second. But Marius appears to know the answer already. He says mockingly.
连这个也是骗我的呀。
Oh no. 2. Before he can finish his sentence, the team behind Andre seizes the opportunity while he's distracted, moving in swiftly. Marius dashes to the side. Hear a gunshot. There seem to be people moving randomly everywhere. You forget to breathe, your body losing strength as you slide down the support pillar. Marius' slanting, elongated shadow enters your sight as he approaches you with his back turned to the chandelier. The closer he gets, the longer the shadow becomes. You want to get up and walk towards him, but your legs feel so heavy that you can hardly move them. The fear you've been suppressing the whole time is pouring out all at once. So you wait for him right where you are. He bends over to pick you up, supporting you with his arms. Marius. You're not crying, but your voice sounds hoarse. He wraps his hands around yours. You suddenly realize that you've been clenching your collar, pressing your hand against your heart through the thin layer of fabric.
别怕，你已经把我带出来了。
Oh my god, he's such a gentleman. Marius stops talking. He just holds you tightly in his arm until your heart rate returns to normal. That was so good. See, he didn't have to say anything. He was just so gentlemanly about it. With Andre's case all sorted out, you and Marius decide to stay here for a few more days instead of hurrying back to Stella's. After all, the two of you came here on holiday. It would be frustrating if you didn't get to enjoy yourselves. And there's also one other reason. Marius has accepted the invitation to be an amateur boxer to an amateur boxing match, so he's been training for the last couple of days. Our hotel room is so nice. On a sunny afternoon, you're sitting on the sofa holding an album you've brought back from the club. You open the album and flip through a series of pictures featuring Marius during his college days at the fight club.
我说姐姐看什么看得这么入迷，原来是在看我呀。
Marius appears behind you without making a sound, lifting the corners of his lips in a smug smile. You crook your finger, signaling for him to get closer. As he bends over, lowering his head, you take the opportunity to plant a warm kiss on his cheek. Aww! Yeah, I'm looking at you. Marius's cheek turns suspiciously red. He coughs softly as if to hide his embarrassment. He wraps his arms around your shoulders across the sofa, pointing at a photo in the album.
这是我跟安德雷的第一张合照，好像是我第一次正式在赛场上打赢了他，徒弟出师，他比我还兴奋。
Aww.
仔细想想，我们一进俱乐部就看到的合照墙，可能是安德雷故意摆出来的。 想让我念旧罢了。
Damn. That's rough. Marius sounds the same as usual, but you feel a bit worried. After Andre was arrested, he requested to see Marius, but Marius refused without hesitation. He said,
我才懒得去见他。想也知道他要说什么。Marius， 你太天真了，你 根本就不信任我。
I can see him.
你不也跟我一样是个黑心的商人吗？
That's actually really funny. Marius, this is the straight face sounding indifferent. No, he's
他还有
right.
什么话，对着警察说就够了。
So true.
现在可是我们宝贵的度假时间，不能浪费在他身上。
Yeah. I agree.
在想什么？
His words pull you back to reality. You blink in a daze.
你是不是有话想对我说？
No.
可你的眼睛里写着，你在担心我。
Of course.
是不
Excuse
是担
you.
心我被安德雷背叛后，会对友情失望，对人性失望，变得冰冷、麻木、喜怒无常。
Oh my god. That's enough. You're exaggerating. As you realize he's trying to cheer you up, you relax your brows and crack a smile, feeling your distress melt away. Well, what you just said was a bit dramatic, but I am indeed worried about you. Andre failed you, but there are still many people around you who will withstand the test of time and prove to you that they're worthy of your trust. You still have me. No matter what happens, we'll face it together.
我知道。
You press the palm of your hand against his heart. Promise me that you won't put up walls and barriers here. In all the nights you and Marius have shared in each other's arm, you've caressed and kissed this spot countless times. He's always said it's entirely occupied by you. You want more love, trust, and strength flowing ceaselessly into his heart. Don't put restraints on love, trust, or anything you want to express. Just be as free and passionate as you are in the ring. Marius pauses for a moment. You slowly raise your eyes and meet his, searching deep inside, but all you see is darkness, like staring into a bottomless ocean. Then he tilts his head, avoiding your gaze. No, look at here. Look here. As you wait for his answer, he turns back again, his smile a perfect mask for the emotions on his face a moment ago.
我好像要开始吃醋了。
Huh? Jealous of what? Marius flattens his palm. You reach out to hold his hand, but in the next moment, he snatches the album from you, weighing it in his hand a couple of times before tossing it far away onto the floor.
姐姐要是再对照片上的这个家伙这么关注，我就要开始吃醋了。
So funny. You struggle out of his embrace, uncertain how to react, but before you can go pick up the album, he pulls you back into his arm and locks you there.
现在站在你面前的我，不是比照片里的有吸引力吗？
That guy? Yeah, that guy.
更何况，我们还有一件更重要的事情要做。
What's that? Eat. I'm hungry. His soft breath lingers behind your ears, stirring up an itch that makes your breath unsteady. What's that?
下午我还要去训练，姐姐能不能像前几天那样帮我做拉伸？
Sure. Stretching. Sure. Noticing that Marius is avoiding the previous topic, you decide to get up and help him spread the yoga mat instead of dwelling on it. Your shadows on the ground seem to be intertwined, merging into one. But in reality, you're making a conscious effort to keep some distance, wary of accidentally touching the bruise on his shoulder. Carefully avoiding the bruise, you press your fingers on the other side of his shoulder blades, but the moment you touch him, he...
好疼！
This fake actor.
姐姐，你是不是故意的？
Of course not. That sounded sarcastic. I'm so sorry. Marius tilts his head, accusing you, his eyes filled with grievance. Looking into his eyes, you start to doubt yourself. After all, he does have sensitive skin. Did you really touch the wrong spot by accident? Did I really hurt you? Let's see. With his head bowed, Marius starts to chuckle, his shoulders trembling.
好了，不逗你了，一点没碰到，是我故意的。
He whispered it too. Little brat. Marius von Hagen. Do you want to stretch or not? You pretend to be angry. He immediately leans over, propping his hands on the ground, assuming a meek and obedient pose.
要。
Look at this kid. You apply pressure to his shoulders and press down along his shoulder blades. With the two of you being so close, there's no avoiding the dense, alluring fragrance of his body wash emanating from him and filling every one of your breaths.
不用担心我。
Not gonna lie, it'd be funny if they put nostrils. Filling every fiber of my nostrils.
发现安德雷在骗我后，我第一时间做好了心理准备，强迫自己直面这种结果。
You pause for a moment before realizing that he is answering your previous question.
确认事实，预估风险，消除隐患，整个过程我都处理得很好，是不是？
Sure.
我已经很熟练了。
But he shouldn't be, and it's wrong for him to accept this as a habit. You stop what you're doing. Marius refuses to stop. He maintains the pose and even deepens it, going against his instinct. As a result, his breathing also becomes heavier.
抱歉，我好像推不倒这座堡垒。
An inexplicable bitterness fills your heart.
并不是小孩子在赌气，说什么从此不再信任任何人之类的胡话。而是自我保护的本能在一遍遍告诉自己，唯有这样才安全。风暴来临时，祈求没有用，愤怒也没有用，紧闭的堡垒会保护你。
Only solid walls can protect you. Marius?
但是，你带我走出来了。
Oh. Marius pulls you into his arms, your shadows overlapping under the sunlight, intimately merging into one.
安德雷辜负了我的信任，但选择交付信任的陆景和并没有错。当然了，搏击本身更没有错。现在回想起来，在翡冷翠学习搏击的经历，依然是一段美好的回忆。只不过我现在喜欢他的理由又多了一个。
And what would that be?
你。
It's me. He bows his head slightly, gently pressing his forehead against yours. You don't even dare to look up, because if you do, you will be lost in his eyes.
是你借引我从过去抵达此刻。何其有幸，我的过去也能被你珍视着，深爱着。
At the edge of the carpet, the open album happens to stop on a page with the photo of Marius training alone in the ring. But beyond the album, the two of you are wrapped in an embrace. Wow!
姐姐，出差辛苦了。我算着这个时间，你大概在等值机，就给你打慰问电话。怎么样？这段时间忙坏了吧？等回来得好好休息下。我？我刚刚跑完步。
I'm on a business trip.
早点结束，好回去等你。当然了，我们的相处时间一分一秒也不能耽误。对了，要不在咱们家1楼规划个健身区吧？
What are you saying?
反正楼下还有很大空间，当时没想好用来干什么，现在派上用场了。越想越觉得可行，这样以后我就不用特意去外面锻炼了。怎么规划？可以先参考一下专业的健身房啊。
Wait, are we actually doing this?
起码要有无氧区、有氧区，还有最重要的热身区。毕竟之前的热身过程是很重要的。姐姐锻炼的时候，我也可以帮你拉伸哦。我突然又想到一个，楼下的浴室也应该跟着改建下，锻炼完之后还能泡个澡。要是咱俩一起锻炼，要不就考虑。好，我不动了。
I knew he was gonna go there. I just knew it.
说点认真的，你有什么想调整的地方吗？比起单纯的改造，我更享受跟你一起构思设计的过程。我想让家
maybe not do it over a video
都注入我们共同的想法。
True.
你要当面告诉我。
Oh my god. That's literally what I said. What the hell?
好啊，那我等着，等你回家后一起做设计图。待会儿见喽。
Bye bye. Wow. Holy moly. That was like an hour-ish. Like an hour and some change card. But man, I am just tired in general. So like, so sorry if I'm low energy. My god. Okay. We should totally talk about the card though. Just gonna stay on this screen for now. So we have finished reading, I think Beacon in the Night is what it's called. Yes, Beacon in the Night. And my thoughts. So it on like I like rate cards on like how they are important, like the scale of importance for Marius's story. Does it add something to his backstory, character development, stuff like that? I think it's like a on a scale from like 0 to 5, I would put it smack in the middle, like a 3. I don't think it was bad. It talked about, you know, Florence and what he was like back in his uni days, and his second birthday also talked about Florence for a bit. And I think like Revisiting Youth also talked about Florence for a bit. But for me personally, I didn't have a problem with the whole boxing aspect. It's just that, is it crazy for me to like complain about how many things Marius does? Like, he does a lot, like a lot of things, and I guess that's not too crazy. I mean, like, all people are different, but I just find it hard to believe like he goes to this very prestigious art academy, and they do try to explain it. I just personally find it like a little bit kind of like if they were like pitching this, right, of like, oh, what is his event gonna be? It's, oh, we want it to be gym theme, like athletic theme, and like boxing fits Marius, right? And then they're like, okay, how are we gonna have him, you know, fit into this thing? And they're like, oh, what if, you know, he boxed in Florence? I feel like afterwards, that's where they decided to write all this fluff about how he got into boxing with, you know, his professor being like explosive power, because like it wasn't a big focus of the event, nor would I have wanted it to be. Like, oh my god, like I would not have wanted this card to be about like drawing or how to paint explosive, powerful, dynamic art. You know, I like the direction that the story went to. I just feel like it was such a short thing, like a short explanation. It just like, I'm just a very skeptical person, so it like isn't very convincing. It felt like cheap. That's like a terrible thing to say, but that's how I thought when I was reading it. I was like, this is not a very good explanation. Like, I could understand like watching boxing games, but to like then devote himself so much into it when he I don't know, it's like hard for me to believe. I think that was my problem. It was just very hard for me to believe. But I understand, like, when you're a university student, you do have other hobbies. Like, people play video games and stuff like that. But, like, when you add, like, he was playing guitar, not during this time, but he used to play guitar. Actually, it might coincide with this time period. But he was playing guitar. He's, you know, like, really into those Lego things. He's also painting and making all these masterpieces. Like, where does he have time to then train and then box and also like win matches and stuff like that? And I understand he's like very, very fit, but it's just like when all that comes together, it's like you're adding another thing to his character. It's like, okay, that's like a lot. And to be like good at all of these things, granted he was not good at guitar, but like being good at all of these things is like very, it like took away from my experience, I think. But I think that's more of like concept. So like when I was reading the story, it didn't really, it was just at the back of my mind, I guess. It's like you can't really do much about that now. What I actually didn't like, the grammar this time around. I usually don't have a problem with TOT grammar. I mean when Secret of the Tomb came out, like everyone agreed that was bad. And then there would be like typos here and there. But like I don't know what happened. I was like reading it. I was like, wait, am I wrong or are they wrong? And some, I mean, that one instance they were actually missing like a particle there, but I would have to like rewatch this VOD and send it into their customer support later. So I'll probably do that tomorrow because it is like 1:30 a.m. right now, and I am too exhausted to do that. Another thing I just thought about, I think that Marius would stop risking his life by now. I mean, he has put his life at risk so much. But I get it. He's just very strong and brave like that. But like, oh my god. Kind of crazy. What else? It was a shorter card, so it didn't really, it's not gonna like blow you away with anything. So do I think this is a card that you must pull? No. Yeah, I don't really I'm trying to think of like something that really, I mean, there were a couple good one-liners in there, but I would not get this card for that. You know, I feel like you should really pull for a card where like a summary or like the language or phrases they use cannot be captured in a simple summary. So I feel like this card didn't really have that as much. You know, I think the word I'm trying to find is that the story was very straightforward. It wasn't trying to wow you. It wasn't going above and beyond your expectations. I mean, even when I was reading the card, I pretty much expected and guessed everything that was going to happen from the beginning. So yeah, I don't really think you need to pull for this card unless you're a full collector like I am. So but needless to say, despite all my like criticisms with the card, I think it was still like solid. It was solid. It was not the worst, you know. I think a really bad story would just be a story that bored me, right? And you never want your viewer or your reader to either get confused, distracted, or bored, because now they don't care. And I did not get this. They also despite the story being a little bit on the darker side this time, they still showed his personality very well. I think the integration of the CG, especially the last one, wasn't that great. But what can you do? You know, this isn't really an important marker in his story. So, what can you do? You know? Actually, like the integration of the CG kind of reminded me of like the second anniversary Marius Ari. It was kind of like leading up to the proposal, and suddenly, you know, it's the second steamy CG, or yeah, and it's just kind of there. But it was fine. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Art was good. Illustration was fine. I think it's because for the illustrations they kept it like they keep it all equal. So if someone doesn't like show up for one thing, they're not gonna show up for all the male leads. And I think that was the same for Vin and Luke and all of theirs. So because if you look at the mini game, it's like that, you know, like Vin's was you were dressing him up and stuff like that. So also, I like this event and how it mixes his personal theme into the BGM. I don't think I noticed that with the other guys because I don't know their BGMs that well, but I have the Marius vinyl, so I hear his theme a lot because I play that vinyl often. So yeah, I like how they remixed it. Also, if you don't know the vinyl that I'm talking about, I actually have a video vinyl unboxing on this channel you can check out. But yeah, that was the Get Pumped Up card. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought, honestly. Maybe there are people who liked it or hated it more than I did. I think it was fine. It was like a solid like 7.5 out of 10, or like 7 out of 10. But yeah, that was all. That was all for today's stream. Wow, we did it. It was quick. Yeah, today was very impromptu. Nothing. I don't know. I felt like a spurt of the moment. I'm gonna read Marius's card today. So I hope everyone's rolls go well too. If you have rolled, if you haven't rolled, so sorry if he did not come home, but fear not. The JP dub upload is coming in like 4 hours. 4 hours and like 20 minutes from now. So fear not. Fear not, it is coming. And if you're waiting for CM dub, that will probably come out like the day after. But I did stream it in CM dub, so you can just watch it that way. Yeah. Okay. Have a good day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Maybe I will stream again soon. Sorry it was so abrupt. Yeah, not unplanned. Farewell. Good night, everyone.